Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of the new moon and solar eclipse in Sagittarius. All right, so I thought I was gonna go somewhere today, but um, I guess not. And I already like did the rest of it, part 3 today, and I had time, and I'm gonna be busy tomorrow, and I don't want to have to worry about it. So we're gonna do part 3 today, also. Um, all right, so I'm going to be reading at least 3 degrees, and this is, a lot. So there's no riddle in this one, but it's still surprising. The last degree in this is pretty surprising for you all who are going to be watching this video. So here we go. All right, so the first degree is Pluto 25 degrees Capricorn. So it reads, a woman wearing a mask made out of butterfly wings, wrapped about in customary trappings, made to look and act the part superbly, programmed to do everything on cue. So this sounds like an impression. Aries rules impressions and your overall physical look. So, but in this case, it's not literal, um, but it's made to draw you in and to fool you because it's a trap, right? And it sounds like it's a planned trap again. Um, so the next line in the degree is taking yourself in hand and subordinating all others factors to ambition, power, and worldly position. Um, this whole degree sounds like an uproar. Um, Again, another uproar. We talked about this in, I believe, the Aries full moon video, and it sounds like there are going to be a number of uproars in the future because, again, everything keeps getting discarded and pushed down as far as us, the collective, and our feelings and our wants and needs and whatever, right? So the next line says, in a premeditated, systematic, subordinarily fashion, fitting the role. So good at this, you fool yourself. The perfect wraparound setup of simply turning yourself into what everybody needs to see. But because there is manipulation and control to it, this can become highly corrupted. At worst, you deceive and beguile and maneuver so smoothly that nobody will know who you serve, what you serve, who your master is, and where this all comes from after all. So, okay, when I read this, I was like, all right, this is a mess. Therefore, in the future, this will be the energy. The energy will literally be a mess. Um, while the authority figure um, gets this high off of being somebody completely different from who they are, um, which is very narcissistic, right? So, as if they're acting the part for themselves for the sake of stage time, and for a narcissist, this is attention. And again, it's not for everyone else. It's like the collective is going to look at this authority figure, terrified, unimpressed, but shocked, um, as if the whole collective sees through them again, time after time. And after thinking, is this person serious right now? Like who are you? Um, whose side are you really on? Like all the questions, right? So, and because this is Pluto, it's practically like pulling out like every dark secret, everything hidden to the core to bring death, endings, transformation. Because Pluto is all of that. And it stings, you know, pretty deep because it has to push us, the collective. Pluto rules Scorpio also, so it's going to show us how dark things really are before we ask ourselves the real question. How many times were we willing to give this authority person stage time or attention before we don't want it anymore? And that's what Pluto is. Which brings us to Saturn, 9 degrees Aquarius. So, violets blooming by the barred windows of a dungeon. Very fitting, right? Okay, so the old past-centered facets of life are predominant in this world. Those who take on the thought patterns of this old earth find themselves immensely trapped in time and space and in physical form, most of all. All right. So, something is blooming, right? Or or beginning, and it is scary for the people who are opposed to us, the collective. So, the new is here officially. In physical form, most of all, means they're going to be shook. Okay, so yet in the next line says, yet in the very midst of thinking and operating in this rationalistic way, you are subtly and secretly fostering a great wealth of new earth consciousness, of fresh ways of seeing, which is the age of the Aquarius. So I'm just like, oh, I'm so excited. When I did this whole thing, I just like, I couldn't even describe the feeling, you guys. So the next paragraph is, it is quite a process to live between cycles, bridge divergent worlds, and feel the necessity of keeping it all going. But truly, the soul is witnessing each dangling moment and preparing to go free when the season is right, and the prison doors open themselves, and the karma is completed, and the unknown calls you onward. And this is like such a beautiful paragraph to read. So this degree is saying, although it is ordinary to stay home and be where you are, as you were, right now in the past, revolution is here and your soul wants to be free. So it's just saying, like, break the cycle. Don't be stagnant. It's time to move forward. And you'll know when this moment comes because your soul is like crying out to you, and all of this stuff is going to happen in the future. So everyone be excited. Which brings us to Jupiter, 25 degrees Aquarius. All right, so Jupiter is all about expansion, right? And Aquarius is the world. So if you add 25, the 2 and 5 create the 7, which is Chariot. All right, so the Chariot is the military, right? So the inside degree reads 25 degrees Aquarius. Disciplined, constrained, and consistent, keeping things within boundaries set by rational cognition, doing what is strictly appropriate. Okay, so this reads, the military has to step in because the world is going to have this revolution. Which brings us to the next line. Objectively and personally, dispassionately deciding and choosing and following up this way of life. Circumspect, intensely aware of reputation and community standing. So community is the world. It's Aquarius ruled, right? So this is where people in the military are going to have an internal struggle in the future. And it's saying the world is going to frown upon them because it's going to be at a point where whose side are you going to be on? Are you really fighting for freedom? It's going to be insane, you guys. And I had to upload this today, okay? Because it's a lot. And it's just like, The paragraph is beautiful. The Age of Aquarius is beautiful, right? I don't know if, I mean, hopefully there's going to be more riddles in the next one. And I think that one's going to be the last video, maybe. Um, because I'm only going to be reading, excuse me, sorry, I'm only going to be reading like 4 more degrees. So we'll see where that takes us. All right, you guys, I will see you for part 4. Hopefully tomorrow or the day after, depending on how much time I have left. Please tell me in the comments what you think and if you enjoyed it. And yeah,